Chief of Bureau Arindam Das spoke exclusively to Assam Principal Chief Conservator of Forest Wildlife MK Yadav following the death of 3 jumbos in Mariani. Yadav in a big statement said that all 3 elephants, including the calf, could have been saved if the railway department did not ignore the repeated warnings of forest officials about the movement of a herd of wild elephants on the railway track. He also stated that a high-level inquiry will be constituted by the Assam Forest Department into the matter, and based on the findings, Assam government may file case of negligence and penalize heavily the railway authorities.
We are joined in by the PCCF Assam, Mr. MK Yadav. Well, sir, the man-animal conflict is on the rise. In fact, if we speak of the recent past, 2 incidents have taken place. One, a rhino hit by a speeding truck at Kaziranga National Park. The other, a herd of jumbo hit by a speeding train at Mariani. So, first of all, I'd like to know from you what actually happened in Mariani, because it involves 2 departments, the forest department and the railway department. So what went wrong?
See, these 2 incidents are different, and both of them we cannot say directly as man-animal conflict. It's basically a clash of infrastructure development. So in the first case of Mariani, that's a railway hit case where we lost 3 elephants. Now, as you know that this track is very old, 1927 track. The forest areas are also very old. Gibbon Sanctuary is earlier Holongapa Reserve Forest, and it is a known habitat of wildlife for a long time. And Holongapa and these areas were earlier the reserves of Ahom kings. So it is not that there is something new has happened. But I want to say that we have been having a very excellent coordination with the railways. In fact, there are many points, about 11 points in Assam, where the Indian Railways and the Forest Department, they have a daily coordination, and information is passed about the elephant movement. So whether it is Dipor Bale or Lamding Reserve or Mariani, or Digboy, like that. So there are many points. But here 2 things. One is that the incident happened outside the caution area. So it was almost about 5 kilometers outside the caution area. Our patrolling party was there on the ground. So they did pass the caution to the nearest authorities. So I think from our side, we do not see much of a fault, and it was a passenger train, so the matter will be investigated, and we'll take into what action the railway has taken. So this is a little bizarre kind of an incident. We didn't expect it.
Well, sir, in this incident, do you feel that the railway did not pick up the warning sign or the early warning that you have given to them, and they did not pay heed to the information passed on to them that the elephant herd was there?
Yes, you are right. We did pass on the information. One is that they did not pick up, and second, probably they might have thought that it is outside the caution zone. But you see, we cannot, here everywhere lat longs are defined. From this latitude, longitude to that latitude, longitude on the railway line, there is a zone of caution, which the railways normally follow. But you see, elephant is not a like a human being that okay, we tell here do not go and the elephant won't go, or there is no entry. So there is definitely a lapse on that part, because we cannot guide the elephants that you only follow this route.
So how does the coordination work with the railways? How do you convey the warning to them that elephants are around?
Yes, there is already established system. We are doing it for last 2.5 years. And you might have noticed, except for few exceptional cases, train hits have been reduced drastically. See, we have our frontline team assigned at each of these area. So in fact, we have a list of points already notified by the government, where there is a relationship has to be had between the railway and the forest. So continuous coordination. So the frontline staff, and there are also some local people who act as watch and ward in those areas. So the information is passed on to the nearest station master.
Well, sir, since you're saying that the railway did not pay heed to the warning passed on by the forest department that the elephant herd was on the track, so is the forest department mulling any action like filing a case against the railways or penalizing railways for this?
See, these are all come under the purview of the Wildlife Protection Act. So we shall be instituting an inquiry under the Wildlife Act, and based on the outcome of it, action would be taken.
Likewise, MK Yadav, while referring to recent rhino accident case in Kaziranga, said that government is planning to construct an elevated corridor to reduce such accidents.
Talking about the Kaziranga incident, what had happened there and what action you are taking on it?
See, as regards Kaziranga, already our Honorable Chief Minister has tweeted about it 2 times, and that clarifies the whole thing. First thing, we must realize that the national highway is very old. It is a home time infrastructure being modernized, and Kaziranga National Park as a Kaziranga Reserve has been there since 1905. So there is quite an old existence. Of late, what the government has decided, especially our Honorable Chief Minister, that we need the road as well as we need the animal passes. So already a project has been designed. It is already initial approvals have been given. In fact, just 2 days before, we also have finalized the final alignment of the 3 elevated highways on those stretches. So the incident took place in Haldibari. So Haldibari is a part of that project where elevated corridor will come. And you see, what happened is a part of another technology that was put in place. Some of these corridors, like Haldibari, we have got. Then like a couple of more corridors, we have put animal sensors. So we have optical camera, thermal camera, we have radar, we have ANPR, and we have IR flashes. So with these, we monitor the corridors. So you imagine a situation when this video would not have come if the sensor was not there in the first place. So which means that we do monitor. Yeah, in fact, every speeding car is recorded. So this car was this truck. It's some WB number. It also overshot its speed, and it was picked up in the sensor, and accordingly the incident was recorded.